Well, the mother of a middle school teacher in Colorado said her son was kicked out of the classroom because of a "Don't Tread on Me" patch on his backpack. Video of the incident has sparked an internet debate over free speech rights. Let's bring in Nicole Neily, Parents Defending Education president and founder, and Angela Morabito, Defense of Freedom Institute spokeswoman. Thank you to you both very much. Nicole, to you first. The 12-year-old, of course, had the Gadsden patch on his backpack, and they sent him home because they thought it was associated with slavery. And somebody, Nicole, needs to give a history lesson to the school.
Yes, you know, what's interesting about this is the administrator was citing a professor from the University of Iowa State University, which is something that my previous organization, Speech First, we had actually sued them several years ago about the First Amendment. And so it seems like Governor Kim Reynolds maybe needs to check into Iowa State University on a number of fronts because they are really not up to snuff on their history or their constitutional background.
Angela, an anchor on CNN was just talking to the Colorado Governor Jared Polis about this, and she asked this question. I'm still a little bit baffled. I'm going to play the question and get your response on it.
Do you think that that's why this teacher made that association to slavery, because it has been associated with the right, with the Tea Party, and perhaps with the Republican Party?
I mean, she just asked him, naturally, the Republicans and the right are racist, so that's the natural connection. I was kind of baffled by the question a little bit. Kind of offensive.
It is extreme media bias, and I would say that CNN needs a civics lesson, too. It's patently unfair that Jaden gets kicked out of class for having a symbol of freedom on his backpack. That flag stands for unity in the face of tyranny. And if you know your history and if you know your civics, those are things you ought to be aware of. Now, meanwhile, he gets the boot from a middle school classroom, while teachers are allowed to have LGBTQ pride flags and BLM merch. They flaunt it all over Instagram, and seemingly no one in the education bureaucracy bats an eye. It's a real double standard.
Yeah, meantime, in California, a school district, a mom sued the district because her daughter was in the process of transitioning, using the boys' bathrooms, being literally called male pronouns, and then went back to her female gender. She sued the school. The school gave her $100,000 without admitting guilt. Here's the mom, and I'll get your response.
But parents, pay attention. Ask the questions that are awkward. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations because you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know what they're teaching in schools anymore. Just be active in your kids' lives and don't be scared to speak up.
This school district was wrong, and you have the Attorney General of California, Nicole, that is suing another school district for doing what this school district did wrong.
Yes, frighteningly, this is taking place in thousands of districts across America. My organization, Parents Defending Education, has identified over 1,000 districts that maintain what we call parental exclusion policies that say that a district must refrain from sharing this information with parents, so the parents are not able to make decisions about their children's welfare, their children's health decisions. This is being done with our tax dollars behind our back. It's a slap in the face, and it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, I want to move forward in this because the Missouri Independent writes the following here. Missouri Education Board moves forward with social emotional learning standards. Angela, the Attorney General in Missouri has said, come on, this is indoctrination at its highest point, and yet you have school districts in blue states across the country that are adopting what they call SEL education.
Well, SEL, I think, are just different letters in many cases for CRT and DEI. They mean the same thing, but the education bureaucracy thinks it's more palatable if you use these positive-sounding words. But at the end of the day, Trace, this is just one more attempt by the school districts to really take the place of parents. It's the parents' job to teach their children how to interact positively with the world around them. It's the school's job to teach reading, writing, and arithmetic. And until they actually start succeeding at that, they have no business trying to take the place of parents in tackling those sensitive subjects.
I got 30 seconds left for you, Nicole, but really, I mean, reading and writing and math would be a good thing for kids to focus on.
Certainly, we want our children to be kind. We want them to not bully each other. But at the end of the day, they have our children for 8 hours a day, and every hour that they spend on these initiatives is an hour that's not being spent making up the learning loss that teachers' unions have forced upon our children by keeping schools closed for longer than necessary.
Nicole, Angela, thank you both.